Hammaga salom, men ismim Iroda. Bugungi video Belgiyada bevosita universitetda o'qigan talaba bilan bo'ladi. Bakalavr magistraturani Umons universitetida o'qib bitirgan. Meni o'rtog'im o'z kelib chiqishi turk, lekin ota-bobosi, ota-onasi bu yerga kelib qolib ketishgan va Selma o'rtog'im bog'chadan boshlab universitetgacha Belgiya tizimida Belgiya ta'limini olgan. Belgiyada universitetda o'qish haqida ma'lumot berganman, video olganman, lekin men Yaponiyada o'qiganim uchun ko'proq Yaponiyaga tegishli ma'lumotlarni bera olaman. Bugun shu aynan bevosita shu yerda o'qigan insondan ko'proq, to'liqroq, insightli video qilishni niyat qilgan edim. Umid qilamanki, sizga qiziqarli va foydali bo'ladi.
So hello everyone.
Hello.
As I mentioned before, I was saying in Uzbek that I'm going to have a video with the student who actually studied in Belgium University.
Yeah.
And here she is, my friend, Selma. She speaks perfectly English.
I don't know if it's perfect though.
No, you speak very well.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
She knows French, of course,
Turkish, yeah.
and she learned by herself English.
Yeah,
watching YouTube videos, as you mentioned.
Yes.
Wow, that's very impressive.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. It's still broken though, so it's not perfect.
Okay, so today I want to make a video with you about education system, especially university system in Belgium. Since you raised it here, you got education from the very beginning, and you got your bachelor degree and master degree in neuropsychology.
Neuropsychology, neuropsychology.
Could you introduce yourself and what kind of specialty did you study? What was your specialty?
So I'm born and raised here. My name is Selma, and I'm now a neuropsychologist here in Belgium in Mons. I actually ended high school in 2016, entered Mons University in the Faculty of Psychology and Education, finished my bachelor's degree in 3 years, and then started a master's degree in psychology, specialized in neuropsychology, and got it just this summer. So that's about it. I finished the 5 years, because my master's degree is 2 years, finished it in 6 years because I had to take 1 more year to finish my thesis. My master's degree is dissertation thesis.
Okay, so in total it's like in Japan and Uzbek, we have 4 years of bachelor degree and plus 2 years for those who want to pursue master degree. Very nice. I want to ask more details about the education system in Belgium, especially in Wallonia part. Probably Flanders and Wallonia is different in education system. I don't know.
It's the same because it's the same country, but there are things that differ. Yeah, there are little things that differs. Yes. Okay.
Can you tell me, do you have entrance exam when you apply for the university, and what are the application requirements? For example, in my country, where I applied, entered 10 years, more than 10 years ago, we have only one option to enter university, and we have entrance exam by almost, it's actually, they say 3 subjects, but it's 5 subjects. Uzbek language, literature, depending on faculty, but I was entering Japanese philology, and in my case, I have to take exam in Uzbek language, literature, Uzbekistan history, the world history, and English. And these subjects exam are taken in 1 day. Now it's different. From 2019, the system got better. They changed it. Now students can apply up until 5 universities, and depending on their entrance exam score, they can choose. They can be enrolled. It's not like they fail and they need to prepare again after 1 year.
It's just like Turkey.
Really?
I think Turkey is like that too now.
Before it was very stressful because once you fail, you need to prepare 1 more year, and you don't know whether you can enter or not because there are too many students. So now it's better, but I want to know, how is it in Belgium? Do you have entrance exam, and what is the requirements like for documents? I don't know, some special.
So for Belgian citizens, it's much more flexible. It's much more easier. The only thing that you need to apply is a birth certificate
Birth certificate. Okay.
that you take here, that
No
you go.
passport.
I mean, for Belgian citizens.
Ah,
Right?
okay.
And there is the CSS in
Uh-huh.
French, and it's just the degree that you have from high school. So you need your high school degree,
Uh-huh.
your birth certificate,
Uh-huh.
your ID,
Okay.
and that's it really.
And they don't need to see your scores.
No, not at all. You don't. You just have to have your CSS.
This
The
document.
CSS is in French. It's called the CSS. In Flanders, like it's called something else. I don't remember.
Okay.
And in German, because we also have like a German side, a German region. It's also called something else. It's Abitur in German. And I forgot the Flanders one, but it's not the
Like
same.
the same document, no?
Yeah, it's the same. It's like the same, but it doesn't have the same name. Just so you know.
Okay.
And I know that in Flanders, in Belgium, in Wallonia, you don't really have university that give you access to courses in English. It's really all in French. But you do have English courses and English degrees that are given in English in like Flanders. So it might be more interesting for people that come from Uzbek.
Yes, who want to take
to go to Flanders because they have degrees in
Oh,
English.
nice. That's very good to hear.
Also,
It's
like
easier.
people in Flanders speak English much more better than people in Wallonia.
That's correct. I agree with that.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was talking about the application. So
Yes.
you only need that. And
Just
for
documents.
the entrance exam, there is only 3 entrance exams.
Ah, you
So
have
if you,
exam.
yeah,
Okay.
but only for 3 degree. So if you
okay.
want to study art, you have to take an exam. You have to go by a jury, present your portfolio. If you want to enter an art school, like Belgium is really famous for its art school. So there's like Cambre, also like les Beaux-Arts d'Anvers, like Antwerp. I don't know how to say Beaux-Arts, les Beaux-Arts of Antwerp.
It's in Mons.
No,
There is a museum, something like that, near the ground.
there's
floor.
also like Arqali, there's also an art school in Mons, but it's not really famous. Not
okay.
really.
But in general, I know in Brussels they have a lot of museums related to arts.
Yes, and art school are really famous here. So people come from all over the world. You have to get like an entrance exam for that. If you want to become an engineer, so if you want to study here in the building that we are in, which is the buildings of engineer, you have to take an exam too.
I see.
With many subjects. There's also
Many
like
subjects,
there's
okay.
math, but there's also I think like language, things like that.
Language certificate, you need to.
Yeah, I mean,
as a foreigner, you need to, I think, show them the language proficiency test.
I don't know about that, but I know that you have.
think you have to. Yeah,
maybe.
because-
Yes, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
And you have to take an exam if you want to become a doctor here, like a dentist or a doctor. You have to pass an exam too, which is really difficult.
Yeah.
It has like 5% or 6% of
They take like the
only like
exact,
6% of the participants. So it's really
Wow.
hard. It's really hard.
Very competitive
Yeah, it's
and very
really
difficult.
It's really difficult to become a doctor here nowadays.
Yes.
For everything else, you have free access. So I entered like the Bachelor of Psychology without doing anything actually.
Just submit documents.
I
the
just-
proper
yeah, I
documents,
just submitted.
and you start to you enroll.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
In Germany, as far as I know, for medicine, you need to show your scores from elementary school up until high school, but it should be really high.
Okay.
And depending on your scores, they can choose you.
yeah.
But even you are enrolled, even you didn't have that much high scores, you have exam during the first semester and the end of the first year, and they take exam from physics, maths, chemistry,
Okay.
which is very different from my country, because in medicine in my country we don't study physics.
Yeah, you told me
Here
that,
they
yeah.
do.
Yeah, you
It's
do
very
actually.
interesting.
So yeah, even when you take the exam here in Belgium, you have to pass an exam where you have physics, math, chemistry, biology too.
In medicine, right?
Yeah, for medicine too.
Okay, nice. By the way, we are in UMON's
Yeah, we are.
faculty of engineering and architecture,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
This is the first time I came. Actually, it's very beautiful, old, and at the same time unique for me.
Yeah.
And later I will show you the
auditorium.
Auditorium, yes, auditorium and the surrounding. We've been to another campus of UMON's. Actually, UMON's is just throughout the Mons, like everywhere you can find the campus, not only in one place.
All of the university in Belgium are like that. We don't have one campus where it's super big and everything concentrated in.
Yes.
In Turkey, universities are like that.
In one place,
It's
right?
in one place. In Belgium, we
Same
don't.
in my country.
Yeah.
Yes.
In Belgium is a small country, and all cities are old,
Yes.
so we cannot just raise everything, scrape everything, and
Yes,
build
yes.
one campus there.
Uh-huh.
It's not practical for us. So what we have is that we have university cities.
Yes.
So the city in itself
Spread
is
out.
like embrace the university, and you have campus all over the city.
Yes.
So in Mons you have actually many buildings all over.
I find it's very interesting and actually practical for the students. They can walk around.
Not practical at all, but super cute, I think.
Yeah. But it makes the city very, how to say,
Lively.
academic, lively.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
Okay, thank you for your answers.
Yeah.
And for the second question I want to ask you is the tuition fee. I know that in Belgium the universities have tuition fee.
Right.
In Germany they don't have tuition fee. You just pay for the administrative, I don't know, service.
Yeah.
It's very cheap actually,
Okay.
€100 per year, something like that. But in Belgium, depending on faculty, the tuition fee can be different. Did you pay tuition fee?
Yeah.
And is there any scholarships or funds that you can apply and get some support, social aid from the government? How does it go?
So for Belgian citizens, I know that the tuition fee is €835
per year.
per year.
Yes. Okay.
Or in university. If you go to a high education places, which is not a university, but like if you want to become a nurse, let's say,
Okay.
you don't go to university in Belgium. You
yeah.
only go to do like an academic bachelor and a master. If you want to do a working bachelor, so a bachelor where you can work after it,
Okay.
you have to go to a high education building. I don't know how it's called
interesting.
Haute École here, and their tuition is actually €300. So it's really different. There's a big margin between
It's
the two.
like formation.
It's not
like that.
formation. It's like you can become, for example, you can become an engineer in Haute École in 3 years, but because you do a bachelor, that gives you access to a job.
I see.
But in
okay.
university, you do an academic bachelor, so
okay.
you are nearly obligated. You're not really obligated, but you are kind of expected to do a master after that.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so the systems are quite a bit different in Belgium.
Okay. For the Belgian citizen students, it
Yeah.
start from 800.
It is €800.
€800.
€800.
Not more than that.
Not more than
depending
that.
on faculty, no.
But
Okay.
if you are not a Belgian citizen, then I think it's higher.
Yeah.
It is higher.
Seeing the, let's say, the information,
Yeah.
depending on faculty, it can be even higher, and
Yeah.
depending on the cities, it can be expensive.
More than
too.
€1,000.
More than 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the cheapest one, starting from 3,000 in total.
Okay.
Which is not that expensive actually, if you consider. In my country,
The USA, for example.
Yeah, in my country, the university I was studying, it's Japanese philology. It's not that, how to say, it's just humanities, you know, not engineering or architecture. In architecture and medicine, in my country, you pay up until 10,000
Okay.
per
It's
year. You know,
enormous.
it's a lot, and
Yes.
it's not even worth it. The
Yes, it's-
education
yeah.
quality, I don't know, it's very different. So here is very cheap.
Yes.
Even for the foreigners, you can afford it. You know,
Okay.
if you work as a part-time job employee, you can support yourself.
Yeah, you can earn like up to €12, €13 per hour.
hour. It's
Yeah,
nice.
so it's really good. You can definitely.
Yeah.
Work
And
as a
how does
part-timer.
the students pay this tuition fee? Do they pay themselves? They work, or parents usually support them? How does it go?
In
Or
my
is-
case, I got you. Do you
Yeah.
want to say something else? No.
No, I
Okay.
want to know about
Okay.
the
So,
case. In your case,
In
and
my
then
case,
in
my
general.
parents, I have very
Supported you.
good parents. So
Okay.
yeah, my parents supported me for like the 5 years, and I didn't work part time actually. I did work as a like redactor, but that was just it. It wasn't really to like earn money and
Yes.
to pay for my scholarship.
Just for experience.
Yeah, just for experience. There are many students that work themselves that pay their studios to stay,
okay.
and they also pay their tuition. So there are a lot of students that actually pay everything for themselves. I have friends like that.
So they study, and at the same time they do
They
some
work,
part-time jobs.
Yeah, they're working
Okay.
at the cafes and things like that.
Okay, and as you mentioned before, there's some social aid from
Yes.
the government for the students who have some financial issues. They can get some amount of money from the
Yes.
government, and they need to return it. No,
Yeah.
right?
No, they don't.
They don't need to.
They don't need to.
Oh,
No, not
okay.
at all. So if you are, you can enter a file to have a scholarship, and if they see that the revenues that you have, your parents, what they are actually looking at what your parents earn,
Okay.
and if they see that your parents don't earn much, and I don't really know the specifics of that, they actually give you a full scholarship where they're going to pay for your €800, and they're going to give you more money to actually buy your books for the year.
Okay.
And in addition to that, you can also go to social aid, like the government social aid, and ask them for money, being like, my parents don't earn enough money for me to get clothes food, things like that.
Okay.
And they're also going to give you money per month. So
Wow.
you can actually have your tuition totally paid by the government.
Okay.
They're going to give you like up to 1,000 euros to buy your books.
Wow.
And you can go to social aid where you can tell them your problem, and they're going to give you like 300 euros per month. So you can actually have a normal life, and you can have nice clothes and nice food, and you can like keep going to school and get
Yes.
your degree.
That's very amazing.
That is really good.
It's
I have
very-
friends that benefit from that, and they are at ease with that.
Yeah. I want to move to the next question. It's about the process of study in university. I want to know how does it go? Like how many classes you need to take per semester, and how is the evaluation system is made in your university or in Belgium in general? For example, in Germany, in Japan, in Japan it's a credit system.
Yeah.
Here is the same.
Yeah.
But in Japan, we need to take. There are 4 years of undergraduate system, and you need to have 240 credits, which is per year it's like 60 credits, but per semester you need to take at least 10 to 12 subjects, which is each subject gives you 1 or 2 credits.
Yeah.
So which means every semester you have. Sorry,
I thought it was lower.
13 or 12 subjects, it's a bit a lot.
Yes.
Even though it's related to your field, it's too much. And in Japan, it's, how to say, they try to finish the study, they try to do well in their studies, but they don't really understand the field deeply.
Yeah.
But in Belgium and also in Germany, you have very less subjects.
Yes, that's
And
true.
Each subject is given 4, even some subjects can be given 10 credits, as
Yeah.
I heard.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even 18 actually. No, 14 credits.
Okay, can you tell me about that?
Yeah.
I want to know more about it.
So the thing is, 1 year is 60 credit too, just like in Japan. For the bachelor's, it's 180, 60
Okay.
per year,
Yeah.
and master's is 120, 120. So
Okay.
60 per year, and that's how it goes. It's usually like half and half. You have one semester is 30 credit,
Okay.
and the other is also 30 credits, and that's really it.
Yes.
For the subjects and how many lectures and classes that we have, not lectures, but the classes, we have, I guess it will be between 5 to 10 classes per
Okay.
semester. It can go up to 10, but it's rare, and
Depending on your
the
choice.
majority of the time you have 6 or 7 classes, I would say.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can really choose the time too, right? Or it's already fixed?
No, you cannot choose a
You
time.
cannot- oh, so
For
it's
example,
already
in
fixed.
Turkey, you can choose to have like the morning or afternoon
Yes,
classes.
yes.
In Belgium, you cannot do that. You can have night classes for person who work. If you're doing, for example, a psychology degree, you can choose to do the night shift for classes. I don't know if it's called like that in English. But if you're working, for example, you're a working mom and you want to go to university, you can go to another campus that gives the same classes but during the night. But
okay.
students my age do not really prefer that.
Okay.
Usually you go to morning classes, and for like classes during the day, there's only like 1 classes per day. So you have to stick to your timetable for that.
I see. And the subjects are mainly specialized in your field. Like there is no extra something different, totally different.
There is actually,
There are?
there is. In bachelor's degree, you actually, many students report, and I say many, but I'm mainly talking about people studying psychology or science, because my friends study like pharmacy, or medicine science. And usually during the first years, you actually, in psychology it's like that too, you are asking yourself, what am I studying? Because there are actually a lot.
Okay.
So you have a lot, because I had a lot of education classes,
Okay.
I had philosophy classes.
Okay. But are they counted as a credit?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
They actually, like once you finish the 5 years, you understand why you had them, and they make sense.
I see.
But
Okay.
during your first year, sometimes you can be a little bit lost.
Confused, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
being
true.
like, why am I really studying this?
Yes, yes.
But usually it's cohesive. So you have like child development, you have philosophy, things like English classes. You have 2 English classes. You have statistics, a lot of statistics in psychology.
Okay.
At first you don't understand why you have so much statistics, but then you understand that
For what you need
it's really important
Yes,
in
yes.
psychology.
And how
in research.
the classes are held, like lectures, some periods the professor give you only lectures, and after a while the students give presentations, and in the end you submit some report.
Yeah.
Or how is it? Like in Japan, it's like that. In my country, it's also like that. Half of the semester teacher give you lecture.
Yeah.
It's actually divided in 2. One half the teacher give you the lecture, and another half the students prepare, depending on the topic they are given, presentation or seminars, and after that there is small exam, like control work.
Yeah.
We call it like that. You write, in my university it was like that, you write essay or something like that, or answering questions. In Japan it's also like that, but in Japan in the end you write report. In bachelor's, as you said, there are a lot of exams, but in master degree, in my case, it was mostly reports. You just submit a report related to the subject you studied.
No.
How was it here?
In Belgium,
how was it?
teachers and professors really like exams. In bachelor's degree, you always had an exam. You always have an exam. It's not easy. Exam are never easy here. It's not just you have to study the whole thing and really like the questions take the whole things. So you have the blocus period, you know. It's just before the exam period that takes 2 to 4 weeks.
Wow.
We have a 2-week study session where you actually don't have any classes.
So just to prepare
and
for the
it's
exam.
called a blocus because you know it's like from a military term. It's like when you actually close your front as a country to protect yourself. And it's called like that for a student too. So you go in your room and you study for 2 weeks just for the exams. You always have exams in bachelor's degree. And you can have presentation, but the presentation is not applicable. It's not in every classes. Let's say if I have 7 classes for the semester, I would have a presentation in like 2 or 3 of them.
I see.
And in psychology, actually, this is like the faculty where you have the most presentation. Let's say in medical school or in pharmacy, they don't even have that much presentation. It's always exams. In master's degree, we also have a lot of exams. And I had, I think, 2 classes where I only had to do a presentation and a report. For the other classes, I always had an exam plus a report and a presentation, depending on. So you have more presentation and report in master's degree, but you still have exams to pass most of the time.
I see. And when they evaluate, depending on your score, it's like from A to...
No, never. It's always on 20.
It's
on 20. You have to have 10 to pass.
So
it was
number.
It was 12 before. You had to have 12 out of 20, and now it's 10. The mark is at 10. You have to have 10 out of 20 to have your credits.
Yes. I see. Interesting. Okay. One more thing I noticed in Europe. My husband also not say that all the time. In Europe, in Germany, either it's in Belgium, starting from the 3rd year of undergraduate program, you start to go to internship. It's kind of obligatory here, right? And it's very important to get a job, to have a good CV portfolio. It's very important to have a work experience here. While in my country or in Japan, when you apply for a job, they don't ask you, did you have experience in this field? Really? It's not that important. It's not, I think, became how to say it, custom, like in like practice, like in Europe. But Europe, many students go to do some internship workshops. In Japan, the most important thing that you finish your studies, you have diploma, and you can just apply. It's a bit different, but here it's very important. Yes. And like, how was it in your case?
In my case, usually you have one internship in your 3rd year of bachelor's, or in your last year of bachelor's. Not in psychology, but you have, for example, in pharmacy or other things. I don't really know about much about other faculties, but I know that in some faculty you have to do an internship in your 3rd year. And for everyone, you have to do internship during your master's. So in faculty of psychology, you have to do 2 internship of 5 months of 400 hours each. To get your master's, and even more if you are in let's say like a kinesist, so if a physics therapist, you have to do like more than 1,000 hours of internship.
You need to do a lot, like do real experience.
Yes, you have to, and it's not even an experience for us. If they ask you for experience, previous experience, they're usually going to ask for years where you worked. You really worked as a. For example, I was looking at job this morning, and I've seen places in a hospital looking for a neuropsychologist, and they asked at least 3 years of experience, for example.
How is it possible if you just entered university and have all of a sudden 3 years?
You don't have, but there are people, neuropsychologists outside that have 3 years of experience.
So they do internship after they graduate. how is
No,
it
no, you
possible?
have work experience. You have.
Yeah.
I'm talking about work experience.
The work experience,
I'm-
not internship. Okay.
I'm saying that the recruiters,
Yes, they already
when
ask you. That
they
you have
ask you
work
to have work experience too. Like the internship is not even considered as work
as a
experience.
Wow, that's too much.
It's just like an internship.
Yeah,
And
but it's too
internship
much,
is
don't you think?
obligatory.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
It's good. Okay.
To have obligatory internship. I think it's like
no,
really
internship
great.
is good, but when you want to apply for a job,
Not
it's-
everywhere.
they ask.
Not
Okay.
everyone asks for work experience, but it's common to ask for work experience. Yes.
Okay, interesting, which is not really applicable for Japan. In Japan, recently they start to have more internship. It's getting kind of system, but it's not that important. Like
Okay.
as long as you have a diploma, as long as you have a passion, motivation, they look at your. In Japan, there is a special period of job hunting from
Okay.
third year until fourth year, and it's a process. You know, you go to many the companies, firms, and you apply. And there is a special period for those companies to accept your
Okay.
documents.
Yeah.
And after that, some companies, big companies, usually have exam for you. If you pass, and then you have interview. And after that, if you pass the interview,
You get a job.
You get a job. And the interesting thing is, you can even get a job not related to your field at all. you know?
I've seen that.
Yes. For example, I have so many friends who studied in Uzbek linguist, like they studied philology or something related to language. Now they're working as an engineer. Can you believe that?
No, I
In
cannot.
Japan, they don't really care like what you have studied,
Okay.
but they care the diploma, your exam scores, and your skills, motivation.
Okay.
Like if they see that
The light in your
yes,
eyes.
they will take you,
Okay.
and they will train. After you enter the company, from 3 months to 6 months, they will train you. They will teach everything related to that field.
Okay.
They teach and they pay. You know,
Okay.
during this period.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Is it the same here?
No,
Do
not
you
at
have the
all.
training?
No,
period?
not at all.
Because I have a Turkish friend who
Yeah.
lives in Netherlands.
Yeah.
She says they have that period too.
Okay.
It doesn't matter you know that field or not, but they train.
I mean,
They
they
teach
have.
everything.
I have an accountant friend who works as an accountant. When she entered that big company, she had like a training phase, but really it was while she had to work at the same time. So it was not just we are cheating. No, it was like you have to do your work.
Yes.
But also you can ask this person to teach you the things that you have to learn because she's going to she's going to retreat.
Yes.
And she has to teach you everything. But she had to do that while she was already working.
I see.
So she had to do many things at the same time.
I see. Interesting.
We don't really have that system here.
Yeah. I think Japan is very exception in that sense because not only for job, even for part-time job, like for example, you want to work in a shop or in restaurant, they have a special textbook, manual, in Japanese it's manual, and they teach you how to stand, how to talk, how to put the things. It's like
really practical.
It's real knowledge, you know, and you need to learn it. And
that's really good.
Same as the job hunting, like when you officially get a job, they teach, like there's a special period for learning.
Okay.
And you learn everything. They teach you every single thing that you don't know.
Okay.
I have a lot of friends who study in humanities. Now they're working in an economic related job, like marketing, management, which is not even, they didn't know anything about it, but they applied, they got a job, and now they are specialists of that. This is very interesting about Japan.
Is. I don't know if I would have the guts here to apply for a job like that.
Here is very difficult. They ask you only from your specialty.
Yes,
you should be from
your specialty. If I apply as an accountant or to work in marketings, and even in marketings, it could be because they're like neuromarketing. You know, it's like becoming quite popular. They could be like that.
Okay.
But if I apply for work in finance, for example, they will never consider me. They were going to be like, she's a neuropsychologist. What is she doing here?
Yeah. It happened to me in Germany because when I just came to Germany, I was applying to many jobs. Not, of course, something not totally related, but something related to me, you know, that where I can use the language, where I can be useful.
Yeah.
They don't even consider me as the candidate because they first of all, they ask diploma from the Germany. They don't take the Japan's diploma seriously. I don't know why, but as far as I know, outside of the European Union countries, they don't accept the diploma. They don't think it's the same standard.
You have to have an equivalent.
Yes, you need to do it quite long. Like you need to go to some bureau and change it, and not 100%
you have
it can
to
be
translate it.
Yes,
and once you translate, you have to submit it.
Yes,
and it can be accepted or denied.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the case, which is annoying
Yeah.
for me.
But it can be also important if people are coming from Japan or Uzbekistan.
Yes, yes.
You had maybe to have an equivalent. You have to. I do think that you have to have an equivalent to university.
If you studied in economics or engineering or something related to IT, it's easier to find a job here. You can find a job.
Yeah.
It's common and it's very perspective here.
Okay.
But for the humanities, the language, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
They already have enough workers here
Yeah.
in that field, and when you come from Uzbekistan, they don't take you. It's you should study again.
Yes,
here.
even in Turkey,
You
if
have
you're coming from Turkey and you have that degree, they're not going to consider your degree. Like,
Yeah.
you have to get an equivalent, but it takes a
Quite
lot of
long.
time. Yeah, you have to like show them that your degree is recognized as the same as one you could get in UMOS, for example, and that can take a lot of time.
Yeah, long
That's true.
process and a bit complicated.
Yeah.
Talking about the thesis, for example, in my country, we have, depending on the university, some universities, as I heard, they don't require you to have a thesis, but most of the universities, they require you to have a diploma thesis, which you submit by the end of your graduation.
Yeah.
It's the same in Japan. And I want to know, how is it in Belgium? Have you submitted any thesis?
I personally submitted a master's thesis. If you are doing university, I don't know for art school. I don't know, maybe it's different for art schools.
Okay.
But I do think that they also have a thesis to submit. But if you are just going for a regular university, you always have to submit a thesis at the end of your master's program.
Okay.
You don't have, at the end of your bachelor's degree, if you are doing a bachelor's in a university, you don't have to. You only have to submit a thesis at the end of your master's. If you are doing a bachelor's in one haute école, so in like a higher education school, then you have to submit a thesis, because after that you usually work. So you only do 3 years, a 3 years program, and then you find a job. So you have to submit a thesis. In university, generally you're going for 5 years, and so you don't submit anything at the end of the 3 years of bachelor's, and then you get to the master's program and you submit one at the end of the master's. Also, things that I think it's really important is that the thesis is worth a lot of credit here. For example, at the for the second year of master's, the thesis is worth 30 credits, so it's half your year.
Wow.
Yeah, and
That's a lot.
Yeah, and we were talking about internship earlier.
Yes.
And internship are usually 15 credits.
Okay,
They are
so it's
really
also
important.
counted. Yes, yes.
They are
I
really
see.
important.
Okay. In Japan, it's not counted as a credit. You just submit it as a different, like a
Oh
just
no,
thesis.
they're really important here.
I see. Talking about the in general education system in Belgium, do you find, is there any plus or minus sides? What do you think? Like, have you ever met with some difficulties, minus sides? Like, is there anything that bothers you that you would want it to be it better? Like,
I think that compared to other countries, I think that we are really lucky. Especially compared to like France or Germany, that are bigger countries, because we are a small country and we have an old population, an aging population.
Yes.
We have not many young people going to university, so I think that explains the easy access.
Yes,
really.
yes, okay.
I know that, for example, in Turkey, and I think it's the same in Uzbekistan.
Yes.
There are a lot of young people.
That's true. It's very competitive,
and that's why it's really competitive and harder to get.
Yes.
And I think that's why in Belgium the education system is actually pretty good. There are still flaws in it, starting from elementary school. Really, I think there are flaws.
Okay.
I think the Scandinavian, like Norway, Sweden, are better than us. But in general, I think that we have a pretty solid education system.
Yeah.
I like it. I don't like the entrance exam in medicine. We actually are lacking doctors now. So I don't really understand the government's choices in making an entrance exam. We didn't have one before.
Oh, okay.
It started in my year. After 1 year, I was going to uni.
Okay.
So my cousin that is now a doctor, she just graduated and is a doctor. When she entered the Faculty of Medicine, she didn't have an exam. And she's a doctor now, and I don't understand that. But I've put that away, and I don't really see. I think it's quite good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. It's very good if you are satisfied and you like the system where you live and where you study. It's very important.
A bit elitist in the way that even when you're in high school, you have to do général, for example. It's seen as better. It's quite discriminatory. we can stay double a class.
Okay.
You can restart the class.
Okay.
For example, in Turkey, you don't have that. You all automatically pass class in high school. I don't know if you have that in Uzbekistan too. Here, if you don't have half the marks, you stay in class. You have to take your class all again.
One more time. Okay, yeah.
Even if it's one class.
Oh wow.
Let's say
strict then.
yeah, it's really strict, and I think it's discriminatory and not that good for students.
Okay,
Let's say I
stressful.
had 15 out of 20 for every classes, but I just failed English with a 9.
Yes.
I have to make that class all over again. Yeah.
Okay. I heard something similar in Germany too. There was a Uzbek girl who couldn't pass one subject, and she should take it one more year again, even though the rest she was fine.
Yeah.
Okay, in Uzbek it's not that strict.
It is really
It's,
strict, actually.
it's not even comparable. You just pass. Everyone, teachers prefer you to pass. They don't want the burden, you know.
And here they like, oh no, she has to make the class, like the year all over again.
Okay, which is good for the future. Like the quality will be. It's stressful for the
I
student.
mean, the studies show that it's not good.
It's not good. Okay.
And it's actually like really detrimental to the self-esteem of students. So it's not good, and I don't support that.
They don't have the second time of exam, like
You
this
have one.
chance.
You have
No?
a second
Okay.
chance,
Okay.
but only one, and that's
Only
it.
one. Okay. In Japan, they have, I think, up until 3 times. The second time would be the decisive, but they have the third time too. But normally they don't really fail if it's in their field. Yeah.
But it's really for high school. In university, you can take your classes again, and yeah.
Okay. In Japan, it's also very strict, but they have Japanese, the high school students take the extra preparation courses. You know, they go there every single day just to pass, just to prepare, just to enter the university, and it's very, very competitive.
Yeah, in Turkey it's like that too, and I really like that about Belgium actually. After school, the school ends at 4 p.m.
Okay.
You don't go to any
other-
academia. You don't go to English academia to learn English. You don't go like to academia like until 10 in the night. You don't do that.
Yeah.
It's school ends at 4 p.m. and that's it.
You go home and just
And you
rest.
you do your you do your homework, but that's it. And you prepare for exams, but that's really it.
Okay, so it's very different from Asian countries.
Yes,
I
it's
would
really
say.
different.
Yes. Lastly, I want to talk about job hunting. How does it go here, the process? And I heard that in Belgium there is a high rate of unemployment too. Comparing to other countries. Like how these people can find a job? Do they leave country or do they get some benefit from the government? Like how is it?
For the unemployed person like myself, at
You're
the
not
moment,
unemployed. You just graduated. You're searching for
but
a
I
job.
am unemployed right now.
Yeah.
You actually go to the forum. There's a government aid for that, and they help you. If you are not qualified, you don't have any degree.
Okay.
You just have a high school degree, let's say. They're going to push you to do formations.
Okay.
To get to learn something. For example, they're going to give you formation to become like an esthetician. You know, things
Any
like that.
type of-
A hairdresser, let's say, things like that. So you can get a job,
Okay.
and things like that are great. I do believe you can get. You can learn to sew, for example, and become a sewer. I think
How long does it take this formation?
it's like up to few months, I believe.
months, wow.
Maybe like 1 to 3 months, things like that.
Not-
Maybe
not
shorter.
years.
Not years, no.
Not years, okay.
And they're actually like able to give you jobs then because you know how to do something.
Okay.
For people with a degree, you actually apply there too, but you have to. They expect you because you have a degree to look for a job for yourself.
Okay.
And after a year, if you still don't have a job, the government helps you out and give you like money.
I see.
And you have like 500 euros a month.
Okay.
So you don't, starve.
It's legally. It's like it's
legal.
obligatory.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like that. And I'm actually like looking for a job. And I have to say that in psychology, neuropsychology in general, it's hard to find a job here in Belgium.
Yeah. I think in many fields here to find a job, it's a very big
Depends.
obstacle.
Depends where you did study. Because if you are an engineer, sometimes when you do your internship, the places you do, the firm where you do your internship actually like gives you an opportunity to work there.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't really always happen. But you have lots of jobs, for example, in pharmacy. If you are becoming a pharmacist, the unemployment rate is like 0%. No, it's like 0%. Like if you are a pharmacist, you're going to find a job right away.
Yeah, so there's always a job.
If you are a doctor, you're going to find a job right away.
Okay.
If you are a dentist, you're going to find a job. If you are an engineer, you're going to find a job too.
IT specialist, for example.
Yeah,
a lot
things
of
like
jobs
that.
Here, yes.
If you are a psychologist, there are like I think 4% or 5% of unemployment rate.
Okay.
So it's not that high,
Okay.
but there's still unemployment rate.
I see. So usually after you graduate, you, as a person who has a degree, you're independently
You have to
independently
look, yes.
search for a job.
And
Which is different
if
from
you are,
Japan.
if you are a psychologist in Belgium, many psychologists work as freelance in Belgium.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to work in freelance too.
Freelance is also good.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Japan, like anyone will get a job because they have a how to say, the system is not that strict like in European countries. They may allow you to do the field that you're not even specialized in, you know. They give you a chance. You can try yourself in many fields. And it's this period, job hunting period, starts 1 year ahead of graduation.
Yeah.
And by your graduation, you 100% sure where you're going to work.
That's great.
Yeah, because some people apply up until 50 companies, and one will reply for sure, like some of them, and you can choose where you want to work, which city, which company, which is good that it gives you possibility to work all the time, you know.
Yeah. In Belgium you can do that too, but it's not common.
It's not common.
You can do that a few months before,
Okay.
but really when you apply for a job, they ask you to have your degree, and also as I'm a neuropsychologist, we have to have a visa that you can only have when you have your degree. And when you're applying for a job, they ask you to have already your visa and your degree.
Wow.
So you cannot really apply if you're a psychologist before you get your degree. You have to have your degree to apply for a job.
I see. Okay. Interesting.
I bet I like the Japanese system
Yeah,
better.
I like it so much because I never had a problem to find a job.
That is great.
Yeah, because they don't really, if you know the Japanese language, all the doors are open for you because you
great.
can speak, you know.
Yeah.
And the skills, whether you can do it or not, it's another question.
Yeah.
They're gonna teach you, you know. In Japan, with Japanese people, you're gonna use your brain a lot because I don't know how is it here, but as a person who worked in Japanese consulting company, it's totally different world. Like every single hour is planned, and you know what you're gonna do each hour because it's planned. It's written by the person
No,
who is
it's not
responsible.
like that. Have you ever watched The Office?
No.
The TV show?
It's Belgian?
It's more like that. No, it's a US TV show.
Okay, I don't know
But
that.
I guess that no, like Japan is known to be really organized.
Very organized. You cannot believe how they are organized.
No.
Not about organized. It's about perfectionist. you
Yeah,
know?
no.
They are very perfectionist in every single thing. Just even to have a walk, to meet with a friend, they plan. You know, like every single place where they go, they plan. I feel stressful because I just want to relax. You know, when you meet with your friend, you don't want to plan. You just want to go.
That's
just
right.
Take a walk, have a chat or something. But I think it's already in their blood, in their genes.
Yeah.
They cannot go just like that.
No,
you know?
no.
They need to have the certain plan, certain view, what they're gonna do. And it's a especially very common thing. It's perfectionized and job. Job is the most important thing for Japanese.
Yeah.
First of all, job and then family.
Okay.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's getting even sadder because they don't want to have family because they
I
don't
saw
really
that.
care for family. But the job is the most important thing because they think Japan can survive only to have a hard-working people.
Yeah,
If they
I
don't
understand.
have a good economy, then Japan won't exist.
Yeah, no, it's not like that in Belgium at all. It's not the
It's not
Belgian
like that in
mentality.
anywhere, you know, not
Yeah,
even
yeah.
in Germany or in
No,
America.
because in Belgium, for people, it's like always like family first,
Yes,
friends first,
relationship,
social life first,
Yes,
and then
yes.
it's your job.
Yes,
Really,
yes.
I think it's common for that. And for work organization, I mean, you are, for example, because I work in health, it's not really the same. But if you're talking about companies, my friend who is an accountant, she's working from home, okay? She can go to the firm, but she has days where she's at home.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if she has like an 8-hour shift,
Yes.
she can do everything that she needs to do in like 4 hours.
Yeah.
And the rest of the time, she's just at home chilling and watching a TV show. She's working and she's getting paid.
Yeah,
But she had
it's
her
very relaxing.
yeah, she did her job for the day, you know.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
she's assigned certain things. She has to get them done by the day before the day ends. But that's really it. Not
Okay.
every company is like that.
It's not like that. Yeah.
But an example would be that.
Yeah. I also noticed maybe in Germany it would be a bit more stricter.
German
a
for
bit
us.
more,
German in
hardworking.
all mind. For
Yeah.
us Belgian,
Yeah.
they are super strict
Yeah.
and like that. For us German are too strict. Belgian don't really like the way Germans are seen to be super organized. For
Okay,
us,
okay.
German are really organized.
Okay. For me, as a person who lived and studied and even had some chance to work in Japan, German are not organized really. They're just organized in some particular cases for documents, for Okay, like comparing to Belgium,
Yeah,
they are
we
more
are not
hardworking.
organized. We are not
No,
organized.
it's also organized, but it's different level.
Yes,
You know,
yeah.
German is different level.
Yeah.
They're a bit how to say, in as a character, they are cold and they're more work oriented,
Yeah.
but not too much. You know, they work efficiently. Like they do the job, they can go easily work.
Yeah.
In Japan, it's not like that. You just 100%
Yeah.
devote yourself. It's you need to give all your energy, all your brain, everything to job,
Yeah.
and you don't really have the relaxing time. Like for example, here, as I heard, people have coffee time for 1 hour.
Yeah.
Like they can take
Yeah.
a break.
Yeah, you can
In
take
Japan,
a-
it's not like that. You just go, eat, come back, and work again.
No, here you
it's
have your
not like
lunch
that.
time. You have your lunch time.
Yeah.
It depends. It's not. Sometimes it's not 1 hour, but it can be 1 hour, and 1 hour is normal. It's not. No, 1 hour is healthy. You go,
Yeah.
you chat a bit,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
eat, you talk with your colleagues.
Okay.
How was your weekend? How was your
Yeah,
wife?
yeah,
How was
yeah.
your kids? And
It's
So-
good, but sometimes it's extra too much. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's great. I love
Yeah, it's,
lunchtime.
it's
I love
important, of course. It's important to have a social, how to say, social talk with
Yeah.
with your colleagues. It's people not. Life is not all about working.
it. No, it's definitely not.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. This is the end of
Yeah.
our video.
So-
I hope it is useful and
Yes,
you
I
get
hope
some
too.
useful and
Information.
interesting information.
Yes.
And what else? Thank you for coming. Thank you for agreeing.
Yes, that was a pleasure. That was
Yeah.
a pleasure. That's really.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't talk too much.
No, it was. I think it's good. Somewhere I can.
Yeah, you can edit it. Yeah, definitely.
Do you have anything else to say for Uzbek people, for those who want to come to Europe to study, like some special message? Something
We
like
are
that?
really welcoming, so do not be scared of. There can be racism all the time. Beware of
It's everywhere,
racism.
actually.
It exists.
Yes.
Yes, it definitely exists. And it's really important that you stick to your roots. Be proud of who you are.
Yes.
Be proud of your country, of who you are. Do not. And yeah, and we are mainly welcoming. I think that can be a good experience. We are a small country, so it's not really that big. It's not like France, for example.
Right. Okay.
But it's really, I think it's good, and we have a good school system. So
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
would recommend studying in Belgium.
I agree with you 100%. The person who studied in Japan, and I haven't studied in Europe, but from my you and my husband, I see that the quality, the system is much better, and it's very deeply specialized in the field that you are interested. The conditions are very good, facilities are really good, and you have financial support. You can actually afford it. You know,
Yeah.
you can live and at the same time work, study. It's very nice. The environment, the foreigners here, you can always meet and talk. It's very important, you know, than study in one place. You don't know any idea about other country, but you go there, at least you have some idea.
Yeah,
You have some experience, which will be very precious for
That's
you.
true.
in
That
the
is true,
future.
I agree.
You won't be the person like before. You will change a lot. And this is very important in life, I think. Roots, your identity is important, but to learn, to grow, to have some meaningful
Yes, I agree.
moments in life is
100%.
much more important. So I really wish that young people from Uzbek can come. At least they can come to travel, you know,
yeah,
to see the world.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yes.
wholeheartedly agree with that too.
Yes.
I wish I did like study abroad. I didn't, but it's
But
a big regret of mine.
But you
Regret
live
it.
in Europe, you see many foreigners, which is
Yeah,
already
but
good.
I actually wanted to study in Asia. So
In
yeah,
Asia.
but
Maybe
I
in the
regret
future.
it. Yes, maybe in the future.
In the
But I
future.
wish I did. So if you have a chance to come and study abroad, please do. I highly recommend it.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. and
Yes,
yeah,
thank you.